going on, everybody? Welcome back to another trout fishing tips video here at the channel. Today we're going to go through my favorite and one of the best power bait setups for trout fishing. Now to get started, I'm going to talk about the rod that I've got here, and this is my favorite, and I have multiples of these. It's the OKUMA SST. It's a lightweight rod, 7'6", rated 2 to 6 pounds. Now this model is an ultra light rod, which means that the upper part of the rod and the tip is very sensitive and has a lot of give to it, which allows the trout to hook itself fairly easy. And I like the 7'6" because you can cast with this with spinners really easy, but it's also a good size for bank setup when you're talking about a power bait setup for trout fishing. Now the next part of the setup is my favorite reel for this setup, which is OKUMA ROX-30. And I like this reel for a couple reasons. Now this reel has a 5:1 gear ratio. It's super smooth casting out and really nice to reel in once you hook that fish. And I really like this reel because it's not too heavy and it can go through a lot of wear and tear. This reel just allows me to cast a little bit farther when I've got that power bait setup going. Now what I've got here for my line is 10-pound braided line from Berkley. And I like braided as my main line for a couple reasons. One, with the 10-pound line, you're able to cast out a lot farther than the 6 or the 8. And I like the 10 because I like to interswitch this from casting spinners to my power bait setup. And I really like this 10-pound braided line the most because I'm able to cast a little bit farther and it has a much smoother retrieval than you would a 6 or 8 pound. And it's what I like to go with, and it's really, really durable, especially if you're fishing a lot. This 10-pound will get beat up, but it's really, really solid. Now for my setup to my swivel here, I've got a sliding weight, I've got a nice 4mm bead, and then I've got my dual swivel here down to my leader. And let's first talk about the weight. Now these weights are my favorite and should be a go-to for you when you get out there for trout fishing. These are Dave's Tangle free weights. Now these weights are made in America, they're from right here in Oregon, and I love these for a few reasons. One, it is the sliding weight action, so the fish, if you hook it, will be able to pull the line through the weight and have less resistance, and you'll get more hookups that way. Two, I really like these weights because they don't get snagged up in the rocks as much as, say, other bullet weights or lure weights that you have. Three, they got rubber coating on here, so they will bounce off the rocks and the grass a lot more when you're fishing in the summer in more grassy and dense areas. And I just love that about these weights. Now the best part about these is you can get different sizes and different colors for different weight ounces. So you can get a packet of 1/3, 1/4, 3/8, and you can get them different colors. So if you have them in your tackle box, you can have different sizes and you can have them set up by color, which is awesome. Now what I've got here is 1/3 of an ounce, and I've got those in the green color. And I just really, really like this as my new sliding weight, and this is my new setup that I've been going to. Now from the weight, I've got a little 4mm bead to protect against the swivel here from the main line. And this is just a little 4mm bead from Oregon Tackle. It's red so that I can see it. It protects the main line knot tied down to the swivel here. Now from the weight and the bead here, I've got my swivel, and these swivels actually come in the packet with the Dave's Tangle free weights. So this is a great way to get some weights, but also some swivels for your setup here. And I've just got a little one, nice and easy, and it's really smooth and really easy to tie on your main line and your leader with the swivel. And that bead protects the main line from getting frayed to the swivel. And when you're talking about your leader, from your swivel down to your hook, I go with 6-pound is my normal go-to. Now, a lot of places that we trout fish, there might be some smaller stalker trout in there. There might be some bigger lunker stock trout in there. So what I like is the 6-pound. It's a nice weight and diameter. It's not too easy for the fish to see, and it's not too light where the fish can break it off really easily, but it's not too heavy where you're gonna get more resistance and probably less hookups. 6-pound is just a perfect go-to in whatever conditions, whether it's early spring, summer, fall. I just like 6 as a go-to. And if I have issues or if I'm breaking off because they're really big fish, then I'll switch this into 8-pound. But 6-pound is just a go-to, real simple, nice weighted line for your leader. Now coming down to your hook, there is one hook that I trust the most, and that is the Gakumatsu size 10 bait holder hook. And the reason why I love those hooks more is because first, they're the right size for the right amount of power bait or eggs that you're fishing when you've got this setup in place. Two, they've got a couple extra barbs on the back that'll hold the power bait dough, the eggs or the micro eggs on a little bit easier when you've got this power bait setup going. I've lost less power bait and less fish with those extra barbs on the bait holder hooks than I do with the regular hooks. Whether you're fishing in grassy areas, low and clear areas, I think these hooks in particular fish a variety of different conditions, and that's why I like them the most for this power bait setup. Alright, so there you guys have it. That is my power bait setup for trout fishing and my favorite go-to. And I would have to say the two things that I would invest in the most if you're going to go with this setup outside of the rod and reel is make sure you got the right hooks, because I think that can make a huge difference a lot of times when you're getting fish hookups, especially in the summertime when fish can be a little bit more finicky, as well as the sliding weights. I love those Dave Tangle Free for all the reasons that I stated earlier, and it's a local made in the USA company. I like that you could customize it with different colors. The box comes with the swivels and you can get them color coordinated for the different sizes that you buy, which I think is really, really cool. So if you buy packets with multiple different sizes, you can get those in different colors and you can put those in your tackle box and know exactly what color is what size. All right, guys, and that's my best power bait setup for trout fishing. I hope you guys took a few things from today's video. Hope you guys got inspired. Maybe you're gonna go buy a couple pieces of the gear that I shared today and add that to your setup for this coming trout season. And I hope it helps you catch more trout when you hit the water. But don't forget to hit the like button on the video and subscribe if you love trout fishing tips, and other outdoor content. And as always, guys, the outdoors is a gift. Share it with others.